Welcome to the Success Partner Podcast. I'm Daya Naef, your host and founder of The Success Partner. On this show, we dive into the stories of attorneys, business professionals, and entrepreneurs who have navigated the ups and downs of building successful careers and businesses. From the strategies they've implemented to the challenges they've overcome, we're here to uncover the insights that can help you on your own journey to success. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Welcome back, everybody, to the Success Partner Podcast. I am your host, Daya Naef, and today I'm so excited to have Genice Lee in the studio with me. She has a very interesting profession, and I can't wait to hear more about it. So, Genice, just kick us off, get started, and tell us what it is you do.
So I am a personal property appraiser. Simply put it, I help people to understand the value of their stuff. And a lot of times that stuff looks like the everyday glass in a home to art collections, memorabilia, and objects like that.
I love it. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen like Antiques Roadshow or one of those type things where you look at, oh, this is my grandmother's whatever. It's been stuck in the attic for years, and now I'm a gazillionaire. How often does that really happen?
I like to say in this profession that unfortunately I get to be the bearer of bad news. There are many types of values to an object, and a lot of times objects can have more sentimental value than actual monetary value. So I do get to tell people a lot of times, no, it's not worth that much. But on occasion, when someone thinks one object has a substantial amount of money value, they'll find out that maybe something like a memorial locket, mourning piece of jewelry with hair in it is like $500. And they were really surprised to find out that that thing they thought had no value has more value than this large piece of furniture maybe they've been moving around with them as a family heirloom.
That's funny you mentioned the memorial jewelry. I actually did a paper on that in grad school, and I've been looking for those pieces. Genice Lee, exciting. So other than someone finding something they think is valuable and having you look at it, what are other reasons that people call you?
So people typically reach out to me. I help them with pre-planning, and I love people who proactively plan. That helps us to mitigate feeling stressed and overwhelmed. And so I strictly write appraisal reports, and typically I'm writing those reports for divorce, for litigation, for estate planning. Someone wants to insure items for insurance scheduling, and then the occasional someone wants to donate an object to a historic house or museum, they'll give me a call. Now, I do consultations with people sometimes because they inherit things that don't warrant a written appraisal. They just want someone to walk them through what the object is and some options of what they can do with the piece if they don't want to keep it.
I love that. Can you share a story that relates to that?
I can share this story. So just to let y'all know, if I tell you other stories, I might have to put you down. But since this is something that was in the newspaper, and just so the audience knows, when you're working with an appraiser, it's like working with an attorney, that there's client confidentiality. So we are typically not talking about on a detailed level the things that we see, but this particular situation was in the newspaper, and so I'm able to share it with you. I was asked to help assess a piece from Howard University. It was a 14th century manuscript that had been stolen, we came to find out, from an Ethiopian monastery during World War II, and somehow ended up in Howard University's divinity collection. We were brought in, and when I say we, a colleague and myself went in to appraise their collection, and this piece was in that collection, and they were in the process of repatriating the piece back to Ethiopia, which I think is great. There's a lot of things in the news about repatriation of pieces from certain countries and museums back to their original owners. That's a big discussion and debate right now. But Howard was repatriating that piece, and it had to be insured to be sent back to the country.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I've been following a lot of the repatriation movement even since I was in college. I took anthropology and talking about, even locally returning things to our native people, and very, very interesting. So I could definitely see why that made the news. If they do a documentary on it on Netflix, who are you going to have play you in the movie?
Goodness, who would I have play me? Angela Bassett.
All right. Excellent choice. Nice. I love it. And we were commenting earlier about the book collection you have. Unlike some people who have the virtual background, this is your real background. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this is my actual book collection, and it is probably around over 350 decorative art books from straw grass baskets from the Carolinas to African American fine art to rugs, silver, comic book collections and things like that. And so, yeah, that is my actual real library that I use. I know people love the internet. I do a lot of research on the internet, but sometimes it's just great to be able to pick up a book, for example, on American brilliant cut glass and flip through the pages and find the exact pattern of a piece that I'm researching. And so, yeah, I value and love my book collection. I'm still a book person.
Yeah, same here. Totally. There's something about flipping through and this sort of the serendipity of what you come across in a book that when you're doing a targeted search, well, the search engine is not reading your mind or looking side to side on the bookshelf for what you're looking for. Well, wonderful. And you're in Dallas.
Am in Dallas. I'm in Dallas after many years living in Maryland. I'm doing this work with institutions, colleges, private collectors, everyday folks. My family, we relocated to Dallas, Texas, and I am in Dallas, but I still do work with my clients nationwide. So most recent trip was to Lake Charles, Louisiana, to look at a paper archive that is looking to be donated to a university. So that was very interesting. Looking at that handwritten information from the it was really impressive. The handwriting was really impressive.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. So do you have to put the gloves on and the mask and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, yeah. Mainly the mask because it was just dusty. Archival material can be really dusty and unfortunately moldy. So yes.
Yeah, I used to do curative title work in New Orleans. And even before all the archives got flooded and had to be semi restored, it was in the basement of the government building downtown. And it was like you'd go down these little stairs like you were in a ship. And yeah, and it would be hot. They'd have to close early some days because it was too hot. There was like a heat advisory and we couldn't go down there. Wow, occupational hazards.
Yes,
Occupational.
exactly.
I
Not
love
always
it.
glamorous,
It's
but
not glamorous, no, but definitely a worthy thing and a very interesting pursuit. What actually got you into doing this?
so my husband actually was the catalyst to me stepping into the world of appraising. I was one of those avid rummage sale, estate sale, yard sale goers, collecting things. We had several vintage floor lamps and side chairs, and my husband came home one day and just said, "Can you find a way to make money and stop spending money? Our house looks like a thrift store." And so I took him up on that challenge and went to George Washington University in DC and did their connoisseurships program in conjunction with the American Society of Appraisers appraisal courses. And that is how I got into the business.
Love that. That's awesome. And you and I met through Provisors, and so how is Provisors going for you?
I think Provisors is it's been great for me. I really love just the I'm thinking when I the word that comes to my mind immediately is think tank. Just the amount of brain power from the membership itself is quite impressive. And I love how a lot of it is we're learning from the top experts in their fields through kind of mini courses where they'll share information with us that's pertinent to their industry. And when you're a solopreneur, it really keeps you in the loop of all of the industries, various industries, technological advances, maybe changes to that industry. It just really keeps you at the forefront, even though you are maybe working a lot of times by yourself. And so I have really enjoyed Provisors, just that star power in its members.
Totally agree. Awesome. Actually got referred somebody who wants to be a candidate for my group via somebody listening to a podcast or sharing about it on a podcast. So I'm definitely including that now. So, Janice, it's been wonderful talking to you. How do we find you if we'd like to use your services?
Easiest way to find me is, yes, old school. Shoot me an email at harvest, the number four, IOU at gmail.com. Of course, you can give me a call, and I know folks like to text these days. You can reach me at 240-398-8490. And like everyone else out here in this space, You can Google my name and find me. I'll pop up, and that's another way to see some of the organizations I belong to, some bio information on me to take a look at my background. And there are ways on those websites as well. The American Society of Appraisers and International Society of Appraisers. You can reach out and reach me through those platforms.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. Everybody who's listening, this has been another episode of the Success Partner Podcast. I'm your host, Daya Naef, and stay tuned. A little bit more. Thank you for joining us on the Success Partner Podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation and found some valuable takeaways to apply to your own business journey. Remember, this show is brought to you by The Success Partner, where we help small law firms and business owners achieve unparalleled success through strategic guidance, operational excellence, and effective marketing. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, visit thesuccesspartner.net to learn more. Until next time, keep striving for success, and I will see you in the next episode.